This week in the latest episode of Tower of God, you get a betrayal, and you get a betrayal, and you get a betrayal, and everyone gets a betrayal. Let's talk about this.
塔を登れば全てが手に入る。
ようこそ神の塔へ。
What is going on, guys? My name is DJ Milez, and I'm here to review another episode of Tower of God. This is episode 9, titled The One-Horned Orge. And before we begin with this episode, if you can go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content down the road. Now, let's begin and get the first obvious thing out of the way. I fucking called it. I called it. Ho was officially the first main cast member to die. Roll that shit back a couple weeks. I called it. I fucking called it. I called it. But what I didn't predict was him actually killing himself. Now, let's actually go ahead and dive deeper into all this stuff. So let's say Ho didn't kill himself for just 2 seconds. He advanced to the next stage. What makes him think now that if he was having difficulties with Bam and Lauru and just realizing, oh shit, I'm having problems on level 4, what makes him think he's gonna go to level 16 or level 82 and keep on climbing consecutively without facing more hardships or, you know, just dying in the process? Wow, I guess maybe the guilt of killing Rachel and on top of having the guilt of him not being strong enough for his tribe was too much for him and he kicked the can that way. It's a little heartbreaking. As much as Ho has got to go, you still can't help but just pour one out for the homie. I guess he really wasn't cut out for this world, but as we see in this episode, and now let's go ahead and just kind of talk about it. Betrayal 1, Betrayal 2. Wow, I mean, this episode should not have been called The One-Horned Orge. This shit should have been called The Red Wedding, because we see Endorsi's backstory where she's saying, I came from one of the 10 noble family members. I came from the least significant one. And what did they do? Because they were already on their way out, they adopted children, and these children had to face off against one another. The people who did well in their training, they ate like kings and queens, and whoever ended up doing bad, they ate stale bread. And what happened? Man, she just massacred those people like no other. I'm like, baby girl, Endorsi, are you a fan of Game of Thrones? Shit, I mean, she just murdered those people one by one, which leads me to the conversation that Bam has with Endorsi. I understand why you're doing what you're doing, but think about this. Weren't you once weak, and those weak people like yourself had a chance to train and become stronger and really make something of themselves? And Endorsi's like, you know, when you put it that way, Bomb, yeah, you are definitely making sense, but now you're gonna mess with my philosophy in life, and you know, we can't have that happen, so fuck them. So while they're both disputing their philosophical viewpoints on the sanctity and the righteousness of climbing the tower, this is where we see R. Kelly with his ignition sword, and he's like, hey, Endorsi, don't fuck with me because I got this ignition sword and I'm not gonna sing the song. That's another thing I'm curious to know about. Endorsi was like, oh shit, you have an ignition weapon? Now, we know there's 13 powerful weapons that Jihad has given to the princesses. So where are the ignition weapons, and are the ignition weapons as powerful as the 13 legendary Jihad weapons that we've already know about, or are they lower tier but they're still more powerful than the average sword? So I'm curious to know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Also, this was another quick moment in the episode, but I wanted to highlight it. It was Quant versus Hotz. Now, Hotz, hey, he did pretty well for himself. You can't be upset that he's facing off against a ranker 1v1. Of course, Quant is toying around with them, but Hotz held on long enough where I love that badass moment where he grabbed Quant's arm and he's like, if there's something that me as a swordsman will never do, is never let go of the items I hold, and right now you are my item and I'm not gonna let go of this arm no matter what. And then when Quant is like, okay, what happened? What's gonna happen now? Those two motherfucker spear bearers, they ended up running away. I am glad they got slapped and they got slapped. So Green Martian and other random dude that you are totally irrelevant, I'm glad you got your ass handed to him. At least Quant with a huge hubris, I'm glad that, you know, he can at least respect Hotz for giving it his all. So Hotz, I tip off my hat to you because you're one of very few people in Team B that actually had some heart in this episode. Speaking of more battles, we see Quant face off against Bomb. It didn't really last that much longer, but Quant is like, hey, I surrounded your entire body with Shinzo. Maybe you can do what I do one day if you can master these techniques. Bomb seemed like he mastered not one but two techniques, or maybe they were both one and the same, so let me know in the comments down below if I butchered that. Nevertheless, Bomb has now mastered some high level Shinsu abilities that even a ranker is like, oh shit, I need to be careful at what Bomb is going to be doing going forward. I really like that. I do now like the moment where Quant faces off against Endorsi. That she gave it her all with that new ignition weapon that she now possesses, and she ends up losing the battle, or so we think. And that's the moment where Endorsi goes to Quant and is like, man, a Princess of Jihad, I can't believe I lost. Quant is like, yeah, oh well. Wait a minute, panties? He got a good look of her panties, which, hey, I'm sure that's probably gonna please a lot of you weebs out there. She uses her brain meats, and look at that. She's like, yeah, I fucked with you because now I got your badge. And that's how Team B wins. And who would have thought Endorsi's ingenuity would have come out on top for Team B in one of the most unexpected ways that I thought possible. Now, let's actually go back to Ho's letter and the conversation Endorsi has with Bomb. Endorsi's like, listen, I had to just set some things in motion so we can just get rid of some targets, because again, as we progress through each floor, they're only going to get more difficult. And Bomb, if you are going to face some hardships now, get ready for what the upcoming floors are going to give you. So, which leads me to believe, wait a minute, where I thought maybe Kun could have set up that letter for Ho because Kun knows the relationship Bomb has with Rachel, right? So I was thinking maybe he's setting this up just to see where Ho's true allegiances lie. But now after that conversation Endorsi had with Bomb, it led me to believe, oh shit, it was Endorsi that actually came up with this letter for Ho to use as a scapegoat to grab Rachel and maybe kill her in the process, which, well, he actually did. Who came up with this letter of betrayal? I thought for a second it was Kun, but now with that conversation Endorsi had with Bomb, it led me to believe that I think it was Endorsi that set up everything, because Rachel was now in the way of the tower and what Endorsi maybe ultimately wanted to do. And here we go. Is Rachel dead? Yes or no? Yes, I know she's dead. But there's a part of me that's like, okay, well, if Rachel's dead, then why would Bomb want to continue climbing the tower? And then there was a little moment in this episode where I'm like, well, wait a minute. If Rachel truly is dead, then Bomb needs to actually climb the tower so his ultimate wish can be to resurrect Rachel. So now going forward, with Rachel out of the way, it looks like that's the ultimate plan for Bomb. But I'm also thinking, okay, if Rachel got stabbed by Ho that easily, how much fighting capabilities did Rachel really have? If Ho thought he was useless, what the hell was Rachel thinking even attempting to climb this tower? So is she dead, or is there some hidden abilities or something that's missing in this context? Because I feel like we're missing one vital point of information, that Rachel can't truly be dead. Now, again, if she's dead, then Bomb's wish going forward and our story with our main protagonist is, I gotta climb this tower and make my one wish to grant Rachel her life back. I don't know, there's that spidey sense that Rock's partner had, right? The chocolate eating guy, right? Where he's like, whoa, I got this weird spidey sense, tingling sensation that Rachel is dead and she can't be dead yet. There's a lot of things I'm confused with, but overall, wow, we got a lot of betrayals, and I really thought the one funny moment where we see everyone betraying one another, where the TV cut back and they're like, hey, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and just not show Team A any of this shit, because this is not how the test was supposed to run down originally. And one quick thing before I end this review, I just want to say shout out to baby girl Serena, because when she slapped Endorsi, I fucking love that. Like, listen, I know your reasonings on why you gotta climb the tower and betray people, but when she slapped Endorsi, I'm like, ooh, oh shit, Serena, that's what I'm talking about. So guys, what did you think about episode 9, The Red Wedding? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. One of the most exciting episodes we've seen so far, without a doubt. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more anime content. My name is DJ Miles, and as I always say, to be continued, take care.